Hello, I'm Stephen Perkins and I'm here with an announcement from the Douze podcast. Last week on Thursday 4th of December, EBU members met for the organisation's scheduled General Assembly. At this meeting, Spanish broadcaster RTVE, along with several other countries, called for a secret ballot on Israel's participation, passing the threshold of 5 members required for the vote to take place. However, the EBU chose to tie this vote to its proposed new rules for the contest, creating a false dichotomy: accept the new rules with no vote on participation, or reject the rules and then carry out a vote on participation. This put broadcasters in a very difficult and unfair position, as they could only hold a vote on Israel if they had already rejected the new rules, and they had no guarantee that a motion on Israel's removal would pass. So there was a very real risk they could end up rejecting the new rules, and still with Israel staying in the contest, meaning that we would be doomed to repeat the exact same scenario in 2026 as we faced in the last 2 years. As a result, the new rules were approved and an Israeli delegation will be going to Vienna in 2026. It has since become apparent that this result was inevitable, as Roland Weissmann, Director General of Austrian broadcaster ORF, went to Israel to assure President Isaac Herzog that he would do everything he could to keep Israel in the contest. And according to Israeli online newspaper Ynet, there was a months-long lobbying campaign carried out behind the scenes involving Herzog and many government advisors to secure Israel's continued presence in the contest that we keep being told is staunchly apolitical. The team here at Douze are saddened and disappointed by the EBU's handling of this entire situation, and we believe their actions have brought the contest into disrepute. The EBU has acted in bad faith throughout, initially refusing to take action after Israel's obvious manipulation of the televote in 2024, and then, when it happened again in 2025, continuing to insist that the result was valid and legitimate. When finally forced into taking action by their members' protests, they promised a vote on Israel's participation in November of this year, only to then cancel it and retable it for the General Assembly a month later, and then disingenuously frame that vote in such a way as to stifle the discussion. I said in last week's episode that I do not believe the proposed rule changes go far enough to prevent further attempts to manipulate the televote, nor do they hold Israel to account in any way for their attempts to fraudulently engineer a win in the last 2 contests. The original intent of the Eurovision Song Contest was the promotion of harmony and unity across a recently war-torn continent, celebrating the human desire to stand together and create music together even in our darkest moments. Unfortunately, the contest is now choosing to protect the interests of a country that is engaging in genocide. Instead of championing the best aspects of humanity, it is encouraging the worst. By turning a blind eye to the horrific war crimes being carried out by Israel, the contest is complicit. But we don't have to be. Following the meeting, the Netherlands, Spain, Ireland and Slovenia all followed through on their promise to boycott the 2026 contest if Israel was participating. We stand with them, and that means that, following this episode, Douze is going on an indefinite hiatus. Unless the EBU changes course, there will be no more episodes from us, because we simply cannot cover the contest the way we would like to without being morally compromised. Ultimately, this was an easy decision to make, but it has also been hard. This isn't the ending I envisaged for this podcast, and I wish it didn't have to happen like this. I've loved creating this show, researching the history of Eurovision, getting guests on who love the contest as much as I do to share their thoughts, reactions and predictions. When we started this podcast over 2.5 years ago, I thought I would be lucky if maybe 5 or 6 of my friends listened to it, but I've been delighted and humbled that we somehow built a loyal, supportive listenership. I've never taken it for granted that you take time out of your day to listen to us, to get in touch, to suggest ideas for future episodes, and I'd like to take this moment to thank everyone who's listened. I hope this isn't the end forever, but for now, it is. There isn't much left to say other than to reiterate our disgust that Israel gets to continue to use its participation in the Eurovision Song Contest to launder its reputation on the international stage while attempting to wipe Palestine off the face of the earth. We cannot and we will not be a party to that. We stand in full solidarity with the countries who are boycotting Eurovision in the hope that other artists, broadcasters, fans and fan media will join us. Let our silence be deafening. Thank you and good night.